My dad's name was Archie Walker, and somebody said, well, there are a lot of Archie stories. Yeah, there are, but I didn't have them all organized right now. A lot of Archieism sayings that we still say. But anyway, my dad was a really good cowboy, and he worked for other people that did what we call grass leasing. There were several people in this county, in this area, also in Marion County, that would lease grass and look after, as we called it, the cattle herds that other owners would send in. And Daddy was on call. He could have worked every day if he hadn't had some farming to do and his own work to do. But he could have worked every day for those guys because they would call, and I guess today they'd call him a day working cowboy. But he would go and work for all of them as he could with his schedule. And how did he learn it, and how did he get that good? With a lot of practice, a lot of his own work. And then his favorite brother-in-law did a lot to help him, and that was David Mercer. And David Mercer, of course, is a well-known name out here. And Daddy was a little younger than Uncle David. He was my uncle as well. And so he would follow Uncle David and learn, and then he became a really accomplished cowboy himself. And the story I like to tell when people say, well, your dad was a cowboy, and I thought, oh yeah, he really was. There wasn't much he couldn't do on a horse, and he had this thing that he wouldn't quit. I never saw him give up, quit, and go home. He stayed until he got the job done. I have seen him rope quite a bit. I saw him rope a coyote, and I saw him rope a buffalo, and that's two extreme opposites as far as size goes. But I would, because I followed him everywhere he went, I was able to see those things and to be with him. He died at 75 years old, which just knocked me over. It was the biggest shock ever and a real heartbreak. But when I look back, I'm glad it happened that way because that's the way he wanted it. And I also know he worked cattle. He got up at 5 o'clock that morning, worked cattle, helping somebody else with their cattle, came in and had a heart attack. And by that evening, we had lost him. But he lives right here all the time.